Hi there, my name is Kevin Taylor and this is another episode of Trophy Comics where I'll be showcasing a number of highly acclaimed comic books that I've arranged in alphabetical order. And before I get started though, I want to showcase this new Funko Pop that I picked up on the left hand side of Agent K and Nebel. And me and my wife are big fans of the Men in Black movies. So yeah, the first 3 films. So we're planning on picking up Agent J to go with Agent K, of course, who were played by Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith. Really cool. And yeah, we were big fans of the film. So to the right hand side, we picked up Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur 6-inch pop. It's really neat. And we're planning on picking up Moon Girl to partner up with this pop as well, this character. And Moon Girl actually won a favourite character Glyph Award in 2015-2016. So I am planning on picking up Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur comic books that have single self-contained stories, because as a collector that's what I mostly focus on collecting. So yeah, really pleased to have these 2 Funko Pops in the collection. And yeah, I'm going to get on with the haul now. Okay, so okay, excuse me. Okay, the first book I'd like to show is this reprint of Avengers issue number 10. And this is a really neat one, as this one was number 65 on Wizard the Comic Magazine's Best 100 Single Issues Since You Were Born. And it's a list of comic books that spanned between 1976 to 2006. So yeah, 30 year period. And Wizard the Comic Magazine selected their best 100 single issues from that time span. So yeah, really neat book. I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. Sometimes when I can't afford the original issues, like Avengers Annual number 10, I like to pick up reprints, so just so I could read the stories. And yeah, I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. And this is a really cool placeholder until I can maybe someday purchase the original. So yeah, really cool. So that's the first book I'd like to show. So yeah, very neat. Okay, the next book I'd like to show is this one. And here we have Batman, The Widening Gaia, issue number 3. And this one's a really neat one, as this one features a story called Things Fall Apart. And it features a Graduate movie homage cover by Bill Sienkiewicz. And The Graduate is a multiple award-winning film, including a National Film Registry Award winner in 1996 that starred Dustin Hoffman. So yeah, really neat. And I'm really pleased to have this one in my collection. And this is a really cool under the radar Bill Sienkiewicz cover. That's really cool. So yeah, and it's a book you can find for cover price. And a lot of these books that I'm going to be showing in this video, you're going to be able to find for a cover price or around cover price. So yeah, really neat comic books. Covers and stories. So yeah, very nice. Okay, the next one I'd like to show is this one. And here we have Black Hammer, Age of Doom, released by Dark Horse Comics. And this book was on a Monkeys Fighting Robots Best Single Issue Comics list in 2019. So yeah, I picked up this book. And it's written by Jeff Lemire. So yeah, very nice. So another highly acclaimed comic book you can find for cover price. So yeah, very nice. Okay, the next book I'd like to show is this one. And this one is another Marvel Comics True Believers reprint. And here we have Carnage Mind Bomb. And this book, or the original issue, was number 17 on Ranker's Best Standalone or One-Shot Storylines list. So yeah, really neat comic book. And I believe the original first printing of this book actually featured like foil cover. So yeah, really neat book to keep a look out for. But yeah, really cool to have this reprint. And again, maybe someday I can have this book, like the original book, in my collection. But for now, this reader's copy will be a good placeholder for my collection. So yeah, very nice. And that's Carnage Mind Bomb. So yeah, really neat. Okay, the next book I'd like to show is another Marvel comic book. And here we have Classic X-Men issue number 25. And this book features a story called "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." It was written by Chris Claremont, and it's number 51 on Wizard the Comic Magazine's 100 Best Single Issues Since You Were Born from 1976 to 2006. And yeah, really, really neat. And yeah, this is like a Christmas story. So I thought with Christmas coming up, this would be a good one to showcase. So yeah, really, really pleased to have this in my collection. So yeah, very, very nice. And I believe this book here actually might feature the first appearance of Magnum, which is this character here, I believe. So yeah, really, really neat. So really pleased to have that in my collection. Okay, so that's cool. Okay, right, the next issue I'd like to show is a Zenoscope comic book. And here we have Grim Fairy Tales, Myths and Legends, Dark Princess. And this one's a really, really neat one. As the Dark Princess won a Zenny Award for Best New Villain in 2022. And this issue was also nominated for a Best Single Issue Zenny Award, which was won by Grim Tales of Terror Quarterly, H.H. Holmes. But this is a really, really neat book with a really neat cover. So yeah, really, really cool. So yeah, really pleased to have this in my collection. So yeah, very, very nice. And yeah, it's a one-shot issue. And Dark Princess won a Zenny Award for Best New Villain in 2022. So yeah, very, very nice. Okay, so that's that cover there. Really cool. Okay, well, the next book I'd like to show is a DC comic book. And here we have Harley Quinn, Volume 1, issue number 30. And this came out in May 2003 and features a story called Vengeance Unlimited, Part 5. And this book was a Wizard the Comic Magazine Book of the Month Award winner. So yeah, really, really neat. And this book actually features like a bondage cover as well also. So yeah, really, really cool book. I'm really pleased to have it in my collection. So very, very nice. Okay. Really, really neat. Okay, what the next book I'd like to show is this one here. And here we have Incredible Hulk, number 420. And this book features a story called Lest Darkness Come. And is number 26 on Wizard the Comic Magazine's 100 Best Single Issues Since You Were Born list from 1976 to 2006. And this book is an infamous age storyline book. And this is a book that is really tricky to find in high grade because of the black cover. But it's a book you can find for really cheap. But I say getting high grade copies of this issue can be pretty tricky. So yeah, really, really cool comic book that I'm really pleased to have in my collection. And this book came out in 1994. So yeah, it was written by Peter David. Also, while you're searching for this book, or if you're searching for this book in the back issues, also keep your eye out for this book here, which is Incredible Hulk number 467. And this book here was actually the last issue of Peter David's Incredible Hulk run that lasted for 10 years. And this story here features a story called The Lone and Level Sands. And yeah, Peter David's Hulk run lasted for 137 issues. And this book here won a Squiddy Award for Best Single Issue Comic in 1998. So it's a really, really neat comic book. And Peter David had a dispute with Marvel over the direction of the characters, as Marvel wanted to kill off Betty Ross and bring back the rampaging Hulk, and Peter David strongly disagreed with them, so he left the book. But he did actually come back, and many years later with Dale Keown, and they done the End, Hulk the End, like one-shot comic. So keep your eye out for that book also, Hulk the End. But yeah, this is a really cool book though to keep a look out for, and it's another book you find for really cheap. So yeah, very, very nice. And I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. So yeah, Squiddy Award winner for Best Single Comic in 1998 for The Lone and Level Sands. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. So yeah, there's 2 Hulk comic books to keep an eye out for, or 3 if you count Hulk the End. So yeah, really, really neat. Okay, right. the next book I'd like to show is an independent comic book released by Image Comics, I believe. And here we have Island, book 1. And this is an anthology book. That won a Diamond Gem Award, I believe. I can't remember what year it won it. I think it might have been 2016. But it's from like the mid like how do I explain it? Yeah, it won like a Diamond Gem Award anyway for best anthology. So keep an eye out for this series. So yeah, really, really neat. And I do like finding the more obscure comic books to showcase in my videos. So is there anything on the back there? No, it's just a backing board. So I thought there might be some designs on the back there. But yeah, really, really nice anthology book that I'm looking forward to reading. So yeah, it's another award-winning comic book for my collection. So yeah, very, very nice. Okay. I don't know too much about that book, but I'm looking forward to reading that one. Okay, right, the next book I'd like to show is this one. And here we have Justice League, the New Frontier Special. And this is a really, really neat one. As the original DC New Frontier 1-6 miniseries won Eisner, Harvey and Schuster Awards. The series was written and drawn by the late, great Darwin Cook. May he rest in peace, RIP 2016. Who also worked on this special that tied in with the release of the animated film that I believe Warner Brothers, they released like a cartoon version of this of the 6-issue miniseries, and this was like a movie tie-in for that animated movie that features an original story. So yeah, really, really neat, and it also features behind the scenes material. So yeah, very, very nice book. And I've actually got a graded copy of this book in my collection as well, in a 9.8. So yeah, really, really pleased. So this is a reader's copy for my graded copy. So yeah, and it's another book you can find for pretty cheap, featuring an awesome Darwin Cook story and art. So yeah, very, very nice. And Darwin Cook is an absolute legend. So yeah, really, really neat. Okay. Right. The next book I'd like to show is this DC comic book. And here we have Robin, issue number 46. And this one features a standalone story, as it's part 1 of 1. And this book was written by Chuck Dixon. And is number 85 on Wizard the Comic Magazine's 100 Best Single Issue Comics Since You Were Born, from 1976 to 2006. And it's a list of comic books that I'm going to complete the whole 100 checklist. So yeah, really, really neat. And this is another one off my checklist. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. And this one features a snow cover. So yeah, very, very nice. So yeah, really, really neat. So it's another Christmassy book to keep a lookout for in those back issue bins. So yeah, very, very nice. Okay, right, the next book I'd like to show is a Robin Hood book off my checklist, which is this one. This is Robin Hood Hellfire. Really, really neat. And Robin Hood won a Zenny Award for Best Character or Favourite Character in 2022 and 2023. So I'm collecting Robin Hood issues, like single issues, between 2021 and 2022. But if she wins an award in 2024, then I'll go back and collect the Robin Hood books that are released in 2023. So it's good when the awards are awarded. I've actually got a checklist, so I can go back and collect comic books that I've missed. So it's the way I like to collect books. So yeah, it's because I have a very limited amount of money to spend on comic books. So I have to be very picky and choosy when it comes to the books that I buy. So yeah, but this is a really, really nice book that I'm really pleased to add to my collection. And it's another book off my Robin Hood checklist. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. So yeah, really cool. Okay, right, the next book I'd like to show is a book that I won on auction. And here we have Strangers in Paradise issue, which is really, really neat. And this book featured on a Shelf Dust Best 100 single issue comics book list. And yeah, really, really neat. And I only paid like a couple of pounds for this book. And this one actually has the gold foil variant logo. So yeah, very, very nice. So I only paid a couple of pounds for this book on auction. So yeah, and it's quite a high grade copy. So yeah, really, really pleased to add this book to my collection. And Shelf Dust Best 100 Single Issue Comics is another list of books that I'm going to collect the entire checklist of. So yeah, really, really neat. So yeah, really pleased to have this in my collection. So very, very nice. And Strangers in Paradise is written by Terry Moore. So yeah, very, very cool indeed. So yeah. Okay. I think is that volume 2? Yeah, it is volume 2, number 1. There you go. So that's Strangers in Paradise, volume 2, number 1. So yeah, featuring Katju and Francine. So yeah, very, very much, very, very nice book. Okay. Right. Next book I'd like to show is a DC comic book. And here we have Teen Titans, number 11, featuring a really cool Aunt Lucia bombshell variant cover. And I awarded this book a Trophy Comics Award for inspiring comic book cover for Aunt Lucia, because this book inspired a collectible statue. So I'm planning on collecting all the bombshell covers that have featured collectible statues. So yeah, really, really neat. So yeah, this is one for the bombshells checklist. So yeah, really, really cool. And I'm really pleased to have this in the collection. So yeah, really, really neat. And this is Teen Titans, Volume 5, number 11. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. So a really lovely cover by Aunt Lucia. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. Okay, right. Okay, the next book I'd like to show is Spider-Man comics. And I've got 5 Ultimate Spider-Man books to show. And the first one I'd like to show is this one. And here we have Ultimate Spider-Man, issue number 1. And this is the Free Comic Book Day issue, featuring a story called Powerless. And this book here was actually, and the original first print, was actually one of the best selling comic books of all time. And it's a really, really neat one. And it won, basically, I awarded this book a Trophy Comics Award for a comic book deserving of wider recognition, as this book was actually released as part of 8 original Free Comic Book Day issues. So for the very first Free Comic Book Day. So this is kind of like an historic issue. So yeah, and keep an eye out for those other 7 books as well, which are actually going to pick up on there on my checklist. But yeah, there's like a Star Wars book, and there's what is it? Keen Spotlight, and there's a number of other Free Comic Book Day issues. But if you Google like information, like first Free Comic Book Day books, you'll be able to see like the other books in the series. But yeah, this is a really, really neat one. And I awarded this a Trophy Comics Award for best selling comic book. And I've been doing some research into comic books that have by year that have outsold other comic books. So the number 1 selling comic books of the year, I've been awarding Trophy Comics Awards to for best selling comic books. So yeah, because I felt a lot of them, most of them haven't won awards, but I felt they deserve an award for being the best selling comic books of the year. So that's why I've given them a Trophy Comics Awards. So yeah, really, really neat. And the first 8 originally published Free Comic Book Day issues, I've given a Trophy Comics Award to for comic books deserving of wider recognition. So yes, it's a really, really neat book to keep a lookout for in those back issue bins. And yeah, really, really neat. And this is a Trophy Comics Award winner as well for more value for money comic book. So yeah, really, really cool comic book to keep a lookout for. Okay, so while you're looking for those Ultimate Spider-Man back issues, keep a lookout for this issue also. And here we have Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 13. And this one features a story called Confessions. And this book is number 5 on Wizard the Comic Magazine's best single issues since you were born list. So yeah, really, really nice book. And that's a list from 1976 to 2006. So it's another book off the Wizard checklist. So yeah, really, really neat. Okay, right, the next Ultimate Spider-Man book to keep a lookout for is issue number 28, featuring a story called Sidetracked. And this book is number 8 on Wizard the Comic Magazine's best single issue since you were born list. And yeah, really, really neat book with a really, really cool story. And these are all books that you can find for cover price with that feature like amazing stories. So yeah, really, really neat. Okay, well, the next Ultimate Spider-Man book I'd like to show is this one. And here we have Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 65. And this book features a story called Detention. And this book featured on Screen Rants, which is a website, 10 best Spider-Man one-shot story comics. So yeah, this is a book that was on their list. So yeah, another highly acclaimed Ultimate Spider-Man comic book to keep a look out for. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. Okay, right, the last book I'd like to show is this one here. And here we have Ultimate Spider-Man Annual number 1. And this one's a really neat one. And this one features a story called More Than You Bargained For. And it's number 23 on Wizard the Comic Magazine's 100 Best Single Issue Comics Since You Were Born list from 1976 to 2006. So yeah, it's a really, really cool book. So yeah, that's 5 Ultimate Spider-Man books to keep a look out for in those back issue bins. So yeah, okay, so I showcased quite a few books there. And for everyone to keep a look out for. And this is the last comic book haul I'm going to be doing before Christmas. Next year, early next year, I'm going to be doing a video where I'll be showcasing all the graded books that I picked up throughout 2023. So I'm looking forward to making that video. And yeah, so have a lovely Merry Christmas, everyone. And before I go though, I'd like to give a few shout outs because I like to give shout outs in my videos. So the first shout out I'd like to give is to Matt Collects One on Instagram. It's got a really, really cool Instagram channel. I'd also like to give a shout out to Bullseye's Comic Books, who's also on Instagram, and I believe he also has a YouTube channel, so check out those channels. I'd also like to give a shout out to Longshanks78, who's on Instagram, and might have a YouTube channel as well, I believe. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to Wild Dreams and Comics. And the last shout out, pardon me. The last shout out I'd like to give is to Swamp Ninja Comics. So yeah, check out their Instagram and YouTube channels. And yeah, so have a lovely Christmas, everyone. Be safe out there. And until the new year, all right, take care, everyone. Be safe. And I'll see you next year. Right, take care, everyone. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Okay, bye.